Praise the Lord. Welcome again to Showing Your Mind with the Courageous. I'm glad to make this video again, and another series, another episode of my video. So thank you for watching the last one and subscribing. And if you're watching us right now, you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please don't forget to click on the subscription button and also the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I post a new video. So my intentions were, according to what I said in the last video, that I will share something entirely different by the time I make the second video. But it seems to me that I felt very strongly in my spirit that I should continue with what I started last week. I was talking on what makes us happy as people. That was the last episode, and in that episode we said a lot of things. I was able to communicate to us mainly or two things that makes us happy as people. Number one is the wisdom of God, and the second one we talked about was the not comparing yourself with another person, not comparing yourself with another. So we're going to pick it from there. But before we pick it from there, we have to go back into the just a quick recap. So the wisdom of God is very vast. You cannot do without the wisdom of God. It is very, very mandatory for every man to embrace the wisdom of God. Otherwise, so if someone does not feel to embrace the wisdom of God, otherwise the person will go in a very devastating situation. And one needs to know, because a minister of God, Apostle Joseph by name, says that the wisdom of God is the secret behind the success of men in this kingdom. And my father in the Lord, Dr. Abraham, always says that the wisdom of God is something that is bestowed upon you to actually make advancement. Is the only key that is provided for you to advance. Even if you have many things, you are inspired to put some things together. Maybe you are instructed to do something that can make you advance. In all those things, the only thing that warrants your elevation, that warrants your advancement, it still has to depend on the wisdom of God, because you will need it to put those things together, to take those steps. You will need the wisdom of God to actually bring those things, those ideas together, and strategize on how to go about it before you can advance or make progress or be great as an individual or as a group of people or as a firm, an organization, and so on. So he said, and I quote again, that the wisdom of God is the thing, is that portion of God's grace that is bestowed on you for advancement. So when we talk of God's wisdom, it is very, very necessary, very, very essential in our lives, and we need to take. Okay, before I go into what I will discuss, just one more point, then I'll just balance the whole thing. But before that, the second thing that we discussed last time was not comparing yourself with another. Now, I need to put this because I have seen that many people as well, they want to compare themselves with other people, and in comparing themselves with other people, they try to compare themselves with people that have gone ahead of them, people that have gone ahead of us, and all kind of things. And we need to understand that in this part of God's kingdom, we cannot be at the same level. Different people cannot be at the same level. It is so essential, and it is the truth of the matter. You cannot be on the same level. You have to understand that there are some people that must have gone ahead of us, because we have to know that for us to fulfill destiny, some of us has to be below. Not that we will remain below, but we just have to be below and learn from people that have gone ahead of us. So if everybody should just be like, let's just do this, let's just, and people are going ahead, and I'm comparing myself, I have to do this, I have to do that, then we will rush into some errors that might not be corrected on time. Are we together now? So in this case, you don't have to compare yourself with another person. I wrote down here that
Yeah. Sometimes people that go first doesn't get the full benefit. They don't get the full benefit. Sometimes we will learn from the people that have gone ahead of us first. We will have to learn from them. We will learn from their mistakes. We will learn from their errors, some things that they've done, and we just have to just apply to ourselves. So for the fact that they've gone ahead of you does not even guarantee that you are going to guarantee that they will go or get there before you. And even if they get there before you, there's some landmark, there's some what's in it, patterns that they follow that are not really good, that won't be good for you if you take the same route, and you have to learn from them in line with the word of God. Then you'll be able to re-strategize and learn the right path to follow in this part of God's children, in our ways to destiny and reaching a state of being joyful, being happy in life as it is. So humanly speaking, we all need to be happy. We will be happy. So one of the things that make us to be very happy at the end of everything we do is not comparing yourself with another person. What God is doing with you is vast, and you have to just take hold of that. So don't rush yourself. Don't trust yourself. And what's the name now? Let me just put this example. Imagine you want to go on a journey now with maybe with your own car or with somebody else's car like that. And maybe take for instance, in that journey you have take for instance you are using a truck, and that person is using a portable car, maybe like a sport car. Let's say what car can I use? Let's say Corolla Sport, or a very portable car like that like to speed at it. There's a high tendency that the small car gets there before you, according to physics, because it has more light to speed. The weight is very light, so you that you are taking truck, for you to get there to so, and person that's only speed can rush himself into some dangerous accident on the way, and you, because of the way you are going steady and not, you've learned something from that. So today I just feel scared to add one more thing to what makes us happy as people. And by the grace of God, next week I'll be talking on, next video episode, I'll be talking on something that is very, very. And before I even talk about that, so the last thing I want to add is don't consume unnecessarily. Like don't over consume things that you don't need. Now, a minister of God said something, and he said, and I reasoned with it because I remember when we were young. Before I say what the minister talked about, when we were young, there's a song we used to sing in the primary school days. Then we were saying that when kí o mọ̀ kí ìkànnà rẹ pàṣọ rẹ fẹ̀yìn rẹ jẹun tó dára lásìkò máa jẹun jù. It means you take your bath thorough bath, you brush your teeth, cut your nails, fingernails, and all kind of thing. Eat a good meal at the time you need to eat it, and don't consume much. That's the meaning of the song I just sang. So it means in life, if you take excess of everything is bad. Excess of everything is bad, apart from excess of God. You can't even get much excess of God. The only thing that is good for a man, that is never bad for a man, is a man to be consumed in the Lord, consumed of God. Are we together now? So, but any other thing, humanly speaking, overconsumption is dangerous. You don't consume unnecessarily. Imagine what's the name now? There's a saying that if you have a food you are supposed to reserve for tomorrow, and you eat it today, then it is guaranteed that you will starve tomorrow. You know why? You won't have food to eat tomorrow, because the food you ought to eat tomorrow, you are eating it today. So it's a guarantee. No, there is no chemistry, nothing, no prayer is happening. Even to take the Lord's mercy to provide enough food for you tomorrow.
So wisdom applies. That's why we start with the wisdom of God. So wisdom applies that. And Bible says that wisdom is profitable to direct. So in the direction of God's wisdom, you should know that you ought to reserve some things. You don't eat with your 10 fingers. That's the normal principle that even elders have been telling us since when we were young. When you are eating, you don't eat with your 10 fingers. You save little. You. But in this generation that we find ourselves, many youth, they just want to, like, pick themselves, big things. They want these things, they want that, they want all of those things like that, blah blah blah. So all those things they were getting themselves into is enough for them to even have a tortured future, a tortured tomorrow, because those things they've invested in some things, and also what is supposed to be enjoying tomorrow, they want to enjoy it now, today, presently. So it's very dangerous to consume much. I believe you are following what you're saying. So the next thing is that I'm saying that avoid, in all areas, avoid consuming too much. Then in academics, in marriage, career, whatever. So whatever field you find yourself, you avoid consuming too much. It does not have to do with food alone. There are areas like that other areas of life that you don't do too much. And there is this thing they used to say that there's some people say that, okay, they call them, this is what they used to use now. They say, I don't know, or something like that. Leave them. Even if what you are doing is right to you and they see as if it's I don't mind them. Just do what you are doing and you know that the Lord is helping you to do. Are you following what I'm saying? So in these things, but if you know that this one, they can tell me whatever they want, whatever word they want to use to qualify your behavior, your attitude, you let them do. As long as you are being justified by what you are doing with the truth of God's word and with your spirit being, it's okay. But what I'm trying to say is, don't consume much. Now, there's a lesson in the Bible that's what we're going to look at. Then after that, we'll end this series. Then this episode of this video. Then that is a man in the Bible, one man, and this man has a vast knowledge. He was the same man that wrote the book of Proverbs, the book of Ecclesiastes, and the book of Song of Solomon. So we're talking about King Solomon here, and then there is an adventure he ventured into, or he enjoyed. There was a tour in his kingdom that he enjoyed so much during his time, and those things. So he did many practicals, and these practicals were meant to act. It's like experiment to actually see what will happen to men, how will men live, what kind of thing. Let me read some verses in Ecclesiastes chapter 2 let me read some few verses there. I'll start from verse 3, because the whole thing was talking about how he did some things concerning this thing that makes us happy as people. He said, I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heavens all the days of their life. So he was doing this to actually test which one will work and men will do. So I love this man a lot. And he said, I made me great works, till I built me houses, I planted the vineyards, I made me gardens and an orchard, and I planted trees in them of all kinds of fruit. Say, I made me pools of water to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. He said, I got me servants and maidens, and I have servants born in my house. So this man, he enjoyed himself to this. He even employed servants, and even the servants that were working in his house, they got married to themselves and born servants. Again, they gave birth to another set of servants like that. He said, I have servants born in my house. Also, I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. So it was even boasting. He said, I gathered me also silver and gold and the peculiar treasures of kings
and of the provinces I got me men singers. I got me men singers and women singers. What would they be doing to him? What would they be doing to him? There was this a man of God that was making a statement on these things. He was teaching and he made a reference to this scripture some time ago, and he said that he said that maybe at times when he wants to wake up in the morning, they will wake him up by song like King of Good Morning, or maybe you understand, they just sing to him good morning like that, and they will sing to him. Or when it's time for breakfast, lunch and dinner, they will be singing to him to come and eat. Because I don't see the essence of singers in his house, except for that at least they must do something, at least they are collecting money. Are we together? So he did all of these things. He said, I got me men and women singers, and the delight of the sons of men as musical instruments, and all the songs. So he said, so I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. So in all these things, he was still wise. He was still applying himself. So everything we're talking about, not comparing yourself, not consuming much. For you not to consume much, for you not to compare yourself with another person in the wrong aspect, all still depends on the wisdom of God. It is the wisdom of God leading to do all of these things. He said in all of these things, he still retained his wisdom. Are we together now? So he said that in verse 10, he said, and whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. So whatever he feels like he wants to get, that he really likes, he just like, not what he needs to, he just get everything that he likes, get it. And he said, I withheld not my heart from any joy. Now whatever I feel like will make me joyful, make me happy, I used to do it. I will do it without stress. Therefore my heart rejoiced in all my labors, and this was my portion of all my labor. This was my portion of all my labor. In verse 11, I said, then after all these things, said, I looked on all the works that my hands have wrought, and on the labor that I have labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit. All was vanity, he says, and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. There was no profit under the sun. So in these things you can see that despite everything he did, he was, at least he got many things. Now Solomon was rich, he was a rich king, he was a rich man, and he did all these things in order to just test a rich one. But he said all these things, they are just, at the end of the thing, they might not even make you happy at the end of it. But God's wisdom applying to every other thing to know how to do things. Don't forget, I said my Father in the Lord, we say that wisdom is God's grace bestowed on you to make advancement. So in all of this, for him to do all this, he was able to do them, applying it in the way of the Lord's wisdom and in keeping them in line according to God. At the end of everything, he did everything he needed to do, and he did not lose his focus. He didn't lose the wisdom of God upon his life. Are we together now? So whatever you do, as you avoid consuming much. Whatever, everything that you do in this life, you just have to modesty. There's modesty. There's need for moderation in all things. Moderation in all things. You want to eat. You want to. There are some certain people that they will eat after eating. They will feel their tummy, and they make their tummy now like. They will drink. If they want to drink water, they will overdrink that. Their tummy now be dancing, like that because of water and all of that. So all these things, many things. There are some people they will eat. I will just eat this, eat everything they can eat, and at the end of it, they will end up purging and all kind of things. So in everything, ensure modesty is part of your life. So the Lord will bless you and keep you in the name of Jesus. See you next time on this same channel. So next video we'll be talking on something very vast that is popular in the midst of youth in our generation today, and I pray the Lord help us in Jesus' name. Remain blessed and God bless you. I remain on the way. Be courageous. God bless you.